Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. You know, they say that having a baby changes everything.
Yes, I'm sure you've all heard about that before. We did, but I guess we really never understood about it until we had a baby ourselves.
So today, we're going to be sharing our
Birth story?
birth story.
What should we start with?
Well, let's see. Oh, the baby shower.
The baby shower?
It all started with that baby shower.
Yeah, the last baby shower, to be specific. We got so many gifts.
That you decided that we had everything that we needed. And
I
then
thought it, yeah.
the baby seemed to agree and arrived early.
Yeah, unexpected. We had a great time at the baby shower. The friends who planned the baby shower did a great job. We had great food, and then they also had planned some really fun games. Great game was the diaper changing competition.
Oh, that. Yes, we got to play that game.
That was hilarious. And then we came home with a carload of gifts. Well, actually two, because we put some in your mom's car because we ran out of space.
Yeah, and I am so grateful that I took the initiative and unloaded the entire car before we went to bed that night, because that morning...
Yes, so anyway, you know, a side note here, I guess, because we brought all the gifts home and we didn't open the gifts at the shower, which is a cultural difference here, because I guess we didn't open the gifts for two reasons. First, you know, in the Chinese culture, we don't like to open gifts in front of the gift givers. And then secondly, we also ran out of time because we played several games, and then you know, it was Sunday and the kids have school the next day, and then we have to work. So anyway, we didn't open the gifts. We just brought it home, and they were sitting in the front room at the house. I thought we had plenty of time to open the gifts because, you know, it was a few weeks before the due date. And we didn't install the car seat neither.
Oh, well, I'll come to that in a little bit. Okay, so...
But anyway, I went to bed that night, and then I think it was probably maybe around 1:30ish in the morning. I felt like a gush of water, and then I got up and rushed to the bathroom immediately. So I was like, is that like my water book? You know, I have no idea what it was like. And then I didn't wake up my husband yet because I wasn't sure whether that was, you know, my water broke or what that was. So I came to the living room and sat in the recliner, and I started to Google what it's like when your water broke. And then I was pretty sure that my water broke. Then I started Googling again. Do you have to go to the hospital immediately after your water broke? And, you know, according to Google, that if you are not 37 weeks yet, then the answer is yes, you need to head to the hospital immediately. But if you are at least 37 weeks pregnant, you don't have to. So, which I was after 37 weeks, and I was like, okay, I think I will be fine. I was incredibly calm, which, you know, I was very surprised because I don't know, having a baby, like giving birth to a baby, has always been kind of like scary to me, because you hear stories of people, you know, like some women die due to like hemorrhage or whatever complication that might be.
Oh, yes, and that leads us to when I woke up. I woke up at about 2:20 to 2:30 in that morning. I come out and I asked my wife,
Is everything okay?
and the next thing you told me is, I'm Googling about what's going on.
I told him, I said, I think my water broke. And then your response was like, we need to go to the hospital now. And I was like, no, I don't think so. I Googled. And then...
So my second response was, please call the doctor to confirm. Because Google is a wonderful resource, but Google is not a doctor.
That's
And
right.
Google is not your doctor.
That's right. So I called my OB and, I called his office, and it was probably around 2:30 in the morning. And anyway, the way it works with his office is, if you call out of like business hours, and then the phone call actually goes to his cell phone. So I called and said, I think my water broke. Like, what do I need to do? Do we need to go to the hospital right now? And so he told us it's not an emergency, and he said, you'll be fine. Just come to the office and we will examine you around 9 o'clock in the morning. So there we were, 2:30 in the morning, and we just had the last baby shower that the prior day, and we haven't packed the hospital bag yet. We did not have the car seat installed because we did not install the car seat on purpose because we knew that we would need that space for all the gifts, and then we haven't. So anyway, I was like, okay, I was fully awake, like I couldn't go back to sleep. So I told my husband, said, why not you go back to sleep, because you will need some, on the days ahead. And then he went back to bed, and then I started a load of laundry for the baby's clothes and, like a swaddle blankets, just things that I thought that we would need to pack in the hospital bag. And then...
Then you started buying life insurance.
Well, I think, I have been thinking about getting additional life insurance ever since I found out that I was pregnant, but that really never happened because I think any type of insurance, not just life insurance, like related, is very complicated to me. Like, I didn't understand all the different types. They have term insurance, life insurance, they have permanent life insurance, and then all these differences. And then I was trying to figure out which type is like it would suit us the best, because like I said before, I thought it was very scary. Like I could die for giving birth to a child, and then...
However, we both knew that was highly unlikely, and I thought it was pretty unnecessary. But I knew it was important to you, so I didn't say anything. I went back to bed and I let you go shopping for life insurance.
So anyway, I had already thought about buying additional life insurance. I have some coverage with work, but I didn't think that was enough. And I was thinking, if I die, and then what about my baby? The baby is still so young, and I was like, oh, I need additional life insurance. So I was thinking about buying life insurance with AICPA, which to be able to buy that, you first of all have to be a member of AICPA. So there I started to log into my account and try to buy life insurance. but I couldn't,
Okay.
and realized that my membership expired because I have an odd number license and you have to renew it in odd years, which, so I was like, okay, but I really want to have life insurance before I go into the labor room. And then I renewed my AICPA membership, but still wasn't able to buy life insurance. So, long story short, I wasn't able to buy the life insurance that I meant to, and I think by the time, I was doing the baby's laundry, and then I was shopping for life insurance, and after that, I think it was close to 4 o'clock maybe in the morning, and I finally was feeling like, okay, I think I can go back to sleep. So I went back to bed and slept maybe 2 to 3 hours and got up in the morning and then showered. I took a shower because I remember people saying, you will want to do that before you go to the hospital. So I showered, and then we packed the hospital bag, which I packed way too many things than we need. I think really all you needed, because the hospital actually provide a lot of the things. I think what you really need is like an outfit, for a going home outfit, I should say, for you, for your husband, and for the baby. And then what else is necessary? Then your, all your IDs, your insurance card for sure, and then your phone and your charging cables for your phone, and some snacks. Then I think then we had breakfast, which is very important. So we had breakfast, and then we headed to the doctor's office, my OB's office, around 9. So I'm always late, so he was expecting us around 9, but I think we showed up a little after 9, and he was concerned. Like, he called the hospital and asked, is my patient over there with you? Because he thought we went to the hospital directly. Anyway, so we went to the OB's office. He did the exam, and I was 3 centimeters dilated already whenever he checked me, and he also did tests and it confirmed that my water broke. But the thing is, my water broke, but no contractions. So after he did the internal exam, and he sent us to the hospital directly. So we went to the hospital, and we got there probably close to 9:45, and because my OB's office had already called the hospital, and they were expecting us, so they asked for the name, and then we went into the labor and delivery room. Then because there was no contraction, so they had to start the IV and Pitocin, which is the artificial hormone to help with the contraction, I think. And one thing, if you are watching the video and you are pregnant, one advice, like if I can't give just one advice to you before you go into the labor room, I would say make sure you eat before you go into the labor room, because no food or drinks, like no water, after you enter the labor and delivery room. The only thing you can have is you can have some popsicles.
Yes, and of course we understand if there's going to be complications, or if you have a strong reason for believing that you're about to have complications and need a C-section or some other medical procedure, you would not eat. And obviously talk to your doctor. We are not doctors. We are not your doctors. So this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, but I was hungry. Like it was probably around 11 or noontime. I was like, I'm hungry, and then my doctor came, and I asked, can I have some water? And they said, no, the only thing that you can have is popsicles and
Ice chips.
And it was like, how many popsicles can I have? And the nurse told me, you can have as many as you want. But I think I had, how many? 3 maybe?
3, but I'm not sure if you had...
I had some ice chips too, because
Yeah.
I was like, because I was hungry, and also at the same time was thirsty, and then you're not supposed to drink any water. So, but anyway, I think I sent you home to install the car seat.
So while you were getting ready on Pitocin, I was running home to install the car seat, get items packed, make sure everything was the way it needed to be as best as we could manage.
Yeah, because we did not have the nursery ready needed.
And we had a lot of scrambling to do over the rest of the week. But I was able to get enough done in that few hours that I was able to come back, and then the nurse who I was trying to give me a time, and she just was not able to give me a time because no one knows these things.
But I think when you come back, it was in the afternoon, and then I must have really pretty high level of tolerance for pain, because they've talked about epidural, which surprisingly I didn't get epidural because I didn't feel like, I thought the pain was pretty manageable. I can tolerate that, because I think it was probably close to 4 o'clock. That's when the nurse came back and did another internal exam. Instead, I was 8 centimeters dilated, and at that time, I mean, I could feel like the contraction, and then they have hooked you, like on the monitor you can see the baby's heartbeat, and then also the contraction. So I can see, when it goes up, and I can feel the pain, and then when it goes down, like the pain was less, but it was still manageable. And I think at that point I asked the nurse, like, if I get on my feet, would that help? And she said yes. She also got us a birthing ball, right? So I sat on the birthing ball, and I was also, again, hungry and thirsty, so I got another popsicle, and I was sitting on the ball and standing up, hanging on to you. Then I think it took about 40 minutes from 8 centimeters to 10 centimeters to fully dilated. And at that point, it was painful, and I was like, I need to, get back on the bed.
But of course, again, our experience, or specifically your experience, is not representative of all experiences.
Yeah, everyone.
We were actually, and the nurses told us later how surprised they were that the whole thing went so quickly. And I think they were even more surprised that you were able to do the whole thing without an epidural. Everyone was very impressed.
So anyway, as soon as I feel like, and then I think when my OB got ready, and that was when I was fully dilated, and I got onto the bed, and then there was several nurses came. There was the main nurse, and then there were 2 baby's nurses there waiting for the baby, and there was 2 or 3 other nurses assisting. I couldn't remember all the details now, but if you never had a baby, like I never had a baby before, and it feels like, literally feels like you are trying to go to the bathroom. Well, I should say it feels like you wanted to poop and that's what I really felt. And then since I was fully dilated, and the doctor told me, to push, and I tried to. I think before, we were trying to practice Lamaze breathing techniques, and those just
Lamaze is we are told Lamaze is a wonderful program which has helped a lot of people, but as I am trying to feebly coach my wife through Lamaze, she makes it very clear to me that Lamaze is not the system which is going to help us in this instance. I believe I was holding onto your hand and you just basically told me, not now.
I don't remember.
And then we just followed along with what the doctors and nurses were saying.
Yeah, which I think because I didn't get epidural, I could feel the contractions better, and I kind of I feel like I was I knew when to push, and then I think I pushed I pushed for about 40 minutes in the epidural form. I think it's fine. There's the baby, so we may have to end the video here now.